get to know me.
Everything I do, get it past slow. Think El Castro, knowing that the past broke. Not understand, now life's like a blast. Whoa, understand rules, it's eternity to blast mode. Listen, bad to be around, feeling steady though. Grooving on that speed when we up in the stereo. Listen, put the volume up, let's say what's up. Listen, all we doing this music gon' foolish up. Room with my team, Dirty North, we around. If you're looking for them boots, out sale for the crowd. If you understand, listen. Now being heated and fitting, putting this out, can you feel it in the ocean?
You seem ready to give up. Keep going, don't you stop. A little ain't enough, 'cause I am easy. So you wanna get to know me? I ain't gonna give you any help. Guess you're gonna have to show me. All of you, nobody else. So you wanna get to know me? I ain't gonna give you any help. If you really wanna. If you really wanna get to know me.
2014, tell them holla at you, telling whole scene. Make some bite at you, put it all and break apart. Hope you good, don't break apart. Essence of the dark twist. F it, you good, listen. Don't let them go and take your spot. Find your zone every day wishing. Family don't break apart. Damn, it's a cold ass world from the start. Everything we gotta do, stay young, concerned. Wanna change, young fella. Damn, who you gon' learn if you understand? Listen, now being heated and fitting. Putting this out, can you feel it in the wishing?
You seem ready to give up. Keep going, don't you stop. A little ain't enough, 'cause I am easy. So you wanna get to know me? I ain't gonna give you any help. Guess you're gonna have to show me. All of you, nobody else. So you wanna get to know me? I ain't gonna give you any help. If you really wanna. If you really wanna get to know me. If you really wanna,
Hello and welcome to the patch 0.35 patch notes. Patch notes. This patch is known as the Winged Goddess, and I am Hi-Res J Nash. This is my first time doing the patch notes, and I'm accompanied.
Be nice, guys.
I'm accompanied by Austin, who is a veteran at this point. But I'm glad to be here. Before we dive into the new content coming with patch 35, I wanted to remind everyone that you can currently sign up for the open bracket at the Hand of the Gods website, www.handofthegods.com. That will be open to all attendees of the Hi-Res Expo, and you'll have your chance to compete for $50,000. So if you're going to be there, all you have to do is register. I mean, you don't really even have to show up, but why wouldn't you? So I would go ahead and do that. It's an excellent opportunity.
Don't miss out, guys.
Yep. All right, well, let's go ahead and dive into all the new content. We've got new cards, reworked cards, new gauntlets. We'll go ahead and start with Jing Wei, since we've kind of already spread that one all over social media. You know that one's coming. Jing Wei is a ranged unit, a god, in fact, who is 7 mana and is a 5/4 of rare quality. She has a war cry that will spawn a wind elemental, which is also a new unit.
Yeah, and we can... we'll kind of go over the wind elemental next, but you kind of see here that go in there, and yep, there goes the wind elemental, and it's literally wind. You can move around on the battlefield. I think it's one of the cooler things that we've done. So yeah, you got a brief glimpse of it there. But yeah, I guess we can go ahead. Let's just go ahead and talk about, since the wind elemental is a core part of it that you're getting, let's go ahead and just go right into what the wind elemental does.
Yeah, perfect. The wind elemental is a melee unit, a 3-mana 3/3, and it has the afterlife of it adds a random spell to your hand. So that means when it's defeated, you'll get a random spell, any pantheon. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, so this is literally any collectible spell in the game that you can get, not just Chinese. So there's a wide kind of array of things that you can get from it. And yeah, so this works really well with the Chinese Pantheon if you're going kind of that spells matters strategy. So not only when you play Jing Wei are you getting 2 bodies, which is pretty effective by itself because you're having to kill 2 things. So you're getting pretty efficient stats there, but you're also getting a spell which works with a lot of the different things that the Chinese Pantheon is wanting to do. So it's a really great combo of cards that you can get, and you can also, if you wanted to play Wind Elemental in any other deck, it's a neutral unit, so you can play that in any other Pantheon that you wanted to as well.
Yeah, that should make for some pretty unique strategies. Getting a card you never suspected you'd be able to draw. So a lot of interesting interactions to come with the Wind Elemental. We have a third and final card coming with this patch known as the Shrine of the Dead. This is a Mayan structure. Ooh. This is a Mayan structure that costs 1 mana. It's a 0/3 and it's rare. It has a unique effect that during your draw step, reveal the top card of your deck and a random card from your graveyard. Add 1 to your hand and place the other in your graveyard.
Yeah, so this is one of my kind of favorite spells that we've done so far. It works a lot like Yanis from the Roman Pantheon, for those of you who are familiar with that card. So you're kind of, when you would draw your card for the turn, you get presented with the card that you would normally draw from your deck, and then also a random card from your graveyard, so a card that has already been played and has gone to your graveyard through some other means, and you get to pick which one you want. So it's really powerful in terms of you having not only choice but also being able to get back cards from your graveyard, which is a really strong theme with the Mayan Pantheon. So I think this is a really cool one to look out for. Definitely interested to see how it plays out once people get their hands on it.
Yeah, there could be some really unique synergies to look forward to. And also of note is that it's any card you've played. So actually, you can get a zombie from your graveyard too, correct?
Yeah, if you wanted to grab a zombie, you could totally do it.
And speaking of zombies, actually, well, that's going to come up in a little bit. We do have quite a bit of a zombie theme in this particular patch. So we're going to move on to the reworked and changed cards. And this is going to start with, okay.
Yeah, so before we kind of jump right in, I want to talk about, so this patch we're kind of starting with a series of kind of reworks and changes for existing cards that are already in the game. And kind of the main idea behind this is to improve some of the less played cards that are currently in the game. So either, with the goal of either making them more playable, more fun, more interesting, kind of a combination of all those things with all of them. So We're doing a couple in this patch, and for the next couple of patches, we'll do a few more sets of them as well. So something to look forward to.
Yeah, that's a really good note. It's going to be cool to see some of the cards you don't see very often. But we're going to start with a card that I'm sure I'm going to mispronounce. It's Ascensus? Ascensus. It is being changed to a 9-mana 9/9, and its new ability is at the start of your turn, move to a random enemy and attack it, and this counts as your normal move and attack.
Yes, and that's not on the description for the card there, but that will should be in there. So basically, this is just a, you throw this card out there late in the game, and it basically matches up favorably with almost any other unit in the game. So as you can see there, just kind of at the start of your turn, it moves to an enemy, and it has no movement limitation, so it can move anywhere and attack anything. So basically, you're kind of trading the control of being able to. It almost works as like a kill spell, except you're trading the control for some really efficient stats. And cool thing about this is you can even hit the enemy summoning stone, although it will prioritize it last. So if there are no available units for it to move and attack, it will attack the summoning stone. Otherwise, it will always prioritize a unit first. But you will not have control over which unit it's attacking. Okay,
that seems like it's going to have some really cool effects here. I don't know. I'm usually dead by the time I get to 9 minutes. That's okay. Maybe I won't be playing this card, but that's all right. So we're going to go back to zombies again, because we are going to bring up a Wheelish now, who is having her health increased from 1 to 3, and her new effect is whenever this unit kills a unit, spawn a 2/2 zombie.
Yeah, the idea behind this one is to just play even more into kind of one of the main themes of the Mind Pantheon, which is zombies. So those of you who have been following along with recent changes, we recently nerfed Raise the Grave to give zombies +2/+2 instead of +3/+3. But the idea behind that is we want to not have that be a limiting factor in terms of how many things we can have generate zombies. So with this change to a Wheelix, you now have another zombie generating mechanic, and this one is really efficient. If you're able to actually kill something off, then you're getting pretty good value out of it. It's not only you're getting additional unit with stats, but you're also getting a zombie, which obviously with the Mind Pantheon, there's a lot of things that you can do around zombies. So I think this makes it a much more fun and interesting card in that Pantheon.
Yeah, I agree. And on the topic of zombie generators, Bloodright is undergoing a pretty massive change. The cost is being reduced from 1 to 0, but now you can spend all your remaining mana to spawn a zombie with attack and health equal to the amount of mana spent.
Yep, and an important note about this, too, is it is not actually the regular zombie.
Okay.
This is a new kind of zombie that I believe is called Crazed Zombie, which does not have the movement limitation on it. And it is also a base 3/3, so if you were to silence this zombie, it would still have regular movement, but it would get silenced to a 3/3. So if you actually play if you spend 2 mana on this to make a 2/2 and someone silences it, it'll actually become a 3/3. So just a note: don't silence a zombie from Bloodright that is below a 3/3. Otherwise, you're probably going to be disappointed in the results. But yeah, this is a really cool card. Another zombie generator that has it has a use throughout every stage of the game. You can play it at any stage of the game. You can get value out of it. It's not always the most efficient because you're kind of getting a vanilla unit, but it is a zombie, so you have the synergies there. But the main thing is it's actually useful at every stage of the game.
Yeah. I have to admit, I have never played Alpwash ever. So
you're so bad.
I know I am. I take Filthy Casual to the next level, but I'm excited to actually play him. We're getting 2 rework cards and a fresh new card. I'm excited. I'm gonna be playing him. Taking it over to the Greek Pantheon, which I do have some experience with. Hades is getting a very big change, I think, for the better. His new passive is that whenever this unit kills a unit, add a copy of it to your hand.
Yeah, this one's really cool. We've had a lot of fun playing with this one in internal playtests. So kind of a change from where it was before. It wasn't the ability before wasn't very exciting. It wasn't very cool. And it just didn't really, it wasn't a very desirable trait to have on a card, especially at that mana range. So now you're kind of getting this card out there that if you're, you can kind of get the last bit of damage on something, kill it off, then you're gaining card advantage. You're getting a copy of that card that you can play again at a later stage. So, and it does, it's another one of those things where you're essentially drawing a card that is not taking a hit on your deck, reaching you toward closer to fatigue damage. So,
right.
It's also kind of thematic that you're kind of bringing, your Hades is kind of getting control of that unit that he's kind of dominated.
Yep.
So I think this is a really fun one. We've had a lot of fun with this internally, so I hope you guys will too.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. What is Hades' title? Is he the god of death? Okay.
Lord, God of the Underworld.
God of the Underworld. Okay, what is Thanatos'
God.
title then?
It's basically the same thing. It's
okay.
It's kind of the same kind of same code from different pantheons, but yeah.
Okay. All right, so we have one final card rework that we're doing with patch 35 or 0.35. Sorry, I guess it'd be technically correct. This is a Roman card. So Promote is now having its cost reduced from 3 to 1, and its new ability is that replace all friendly units within a 2x2 area with a random. Okay, replace all friendly units within a 2x2 area with a random unit that costs 1 more.
Yeah, so this one doesn't have the correct cost. This is actually going to be 1 mana.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is just another one of those cool ones that has a new unique effect. It's a lot more fun to play with and has a lot of cool little applications as you're playing games. You can kind of see here that getting rid of these units, upgrading them to new ones that are more powerful, generally more powerful. And this has just been a really cool one to play with. So sometimes you don't always kind of get what you're looking for, but a lot of times you're getting a lot of value, especially if you can get multiple units with this, because it's pretty efficiently costed. So it allows you to kind of build up a pretty big army and just keep upgrading it over time.
Right, and it's pretty neat that it is a random unit of 1 cost higher, so you can get units of completely different pantheons as well.
Yeah, that's another one that's non-pantheon specific.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of cool gameplay with that. A little random, but we're going to see some gameplay usage with that. So that's going to be all the reworked cards that we have with this patch. However, we do have some new gauntlets that we'd like to share with you. We're going to begin with Marksmanship, which will allow players to queue with decks that have spells in ranged units, so no melee units are allowed. The rewards are going to be 2 core packs, 100 favor, and the cutesy Izanami avatar. Next up, this is a weekday gauntlet.
Yeah, both Marksmanship and this next one
are the weekday ones. Yes. So next up is going to be Overflow, which is where players have 10 mana every round. We're going to see some nastiness here.
Yeah, this one's pretty crazy.
And the rewards here are going to be, again, 2 core packs and 100 favor, but we're going to get the Thanatos avatar to winners.
It's one of my favorite avatars,
yeah,
actually.
that was a really good one. So we're going to go into weekend gauntlets. This is one you might have seen before. I know we had a lot of positive feedback for it. Pauper is coming back, which is that players can only create decks that contain free and common cards. And the rewards are 2 core packs, 100 favor, and the cutesy Chang'e avatar.
Yeah, so bringing this one back, this one is definitely one of the more popular gauntlets that we've done already. So something we'll probably start doing is at least, maybe 1 or 2 of the gauntlets as we come through each cycle will be some of the more popular ones that we've had in the past, just to let you guys get another shot at those rewards and get to play the more fun, the modes that you guys have kind of thought were the most fun modes to play.
Yeah, we definitely had a lot of feedback that they really enjoyed that Pauper mode. It sort of put everyone on an equal playing field too, which was nice. And the final one we have is another Pantheon Wars for the weekend. This one will be that players can only queue with decks that have all Hindu or Mayan cards. All other Pantheons are not allowed in this queue, nor are neutral cards. The rewards for this will be 3 core packs, 150 favor, and the cutesy Scylla avatar. So we've done the Pantheon Wars before, but I believe this is a unique combination.
It's a new cycle of that. Yep.
So those will be our 4 gauntlets we have to look forward to when the patch hits. Let's get into some general changes that are coming with this patch, because there's actually a lot of exciting stuff, I think.
Yeah.
Obviously the cards and stuff are flashy, but general's pretty important too.
Yeah.
All right, so first off, we have an FPS limiter that's coming with patch 35. This means that you can limit the in-game frame rate to the refresh rate of your monitor.
Yeah, this is something that I know a lot of people have been asking for a while. So now you finally got it. If you want to kind of lock your frame rate, you're able to do that. So if that was kind of a concern for you before, then it no longer should be.
Yep. See, I didn't really know what an FPS limiter was until about 3 or 4 days ago. My brother, who works in IT, I had him explain it to me, so I think I get it now. Yeah. All right. So this is another sort of request that we had from the community because it could be difficult in some cases. Quests that required players to play 30 gods have now been reduced to only require 20 gods played.
Yep, so all those play X number of gods quests have been reduced, so those should be a lot easier and quicker to get done. So those won't, whenever you get one of those, it won't be, oh no, not this one again. It'll be, a lot less painful, a lot easier to complete that quest.
Right, and the ease of that quest is always a little dependent on which pantheon you're playing. Greek might have a little easier time doing it than, say, you're running Beast Noir or Odin Rush, something along those lines. Right? But next up, this is an exciting one. We already went over what the gauntlets were going to be and what the rewards are, but gauntlet rewards now only require 5 consecutive wins within a day instead of 8.
Yep, 8 was too much. So there's 2 reasons for this change. One we'll kind of get into right after this, but one of the main ones is just 8 was just too much. It was not a lot of people were able to actually string 8 consecutive wins together. So we're kind of bringing that down, making it be a bit easier for people to do. And this is another one that we'll kind of keep an eye on if we need to feel like we need to make more adjustments to it. Then we may do that down the line.
Okay, that sounds good. I might have a chance now. Maybe. Okay, so we have another point on here. Favor gains from gaining a leader mastery level have been reduced to 50 favor, down from 100. And this is partially in preparation for leader mastery rewards, which will be coming.
Yeah, so that's one of the things that we've talked about before. Is we're going to be bringing in this leader mastery reward system, which is kind of going to be sort of tied in with the favor gains that you get from leaders levels. And this is kind of goes along with the quest reductions, the gauntlet changes, and as we add in more new systems and things that allow you to get favor and other rewards through other means. So we're constantly, as we're in beta, tweaking kind of the numbers in different areas. So this may change in the future, may go back up. Just depends on kind of where we settle with everything else.
Right. That's just the nature of beta testing, right?
Yep.
That's what we're all here for, to work towards making the finished product. So our final general note that we have is that ranked rewards are finally arriving with 0.35. I know a lot of people have been antsy, when is it going to get here, that sort of thing. So with this, all players' ranks will be reset. However, I can go through and sort of give you an idea of what it is you have to look forward to with those resets and your rewards. If you have reached rank 11 through 25 before patch 0.35 hits, you will receive 100 canopic dust, 300 favor, and the Thor avatar. So that's
kind of a note on this. Basically, if you get to at least rank 25, then you'll get those will be the rewards that you get for that.
Yes, and if you went a little harder, a little more extreme, players who have reached the ranks of 1 to 10 before 35 arrives will receive 200 canopic dust. Did it again? 600 favor, the ranked 2017 avatar, as well as the Thor avatar. So
if you got to at least rank 10 or higher, then you'll get those rewards instead, which will kind of be a little bit more dust, a little bit more favor, as well as the 2017 ranked avatar. And just kind of a note on this as well. These will be the rewards kind of through the end of the year, but starting next year, we're going to try to be introducing a new system that is a little bit more in depth. Don't have any details to provide on for that just yet, but it'll be kind of the idea behind it is it'll be a year-long system where you can kind of work towards built-up rewards as we'll maintain the kind of the roughly 2-month cycle for the resets, but that'll fit within like a 1-year cycle for a kind of a greater reward system. But again, we'll kind of go more into that kind of later down the line once we're a little bit more work's done on that.
Yeah, and with the ranks resetting, I believe when ranks reset last time, I had a giveaway going. I gave a free golden legendary to the first player who reached rank 1, which turned out to be Burlibus. I don't know. I'm feeling maybe doing something like that again. Yeah, maybe doing something like that again, and this time we can include console players too.
Yeah.
Something to look forward to. All right, everyone. So that's going to be everything for the general fixes. We do have a few bug fixes. I'll go ahead and just sort of spout off here. This might be a little easier for you to read in the patch notes, so that's okay. Lernaean Hydra card text has been updated to more accurately reflect its ability. It was reading +1/+1. It should read +1/+0. This was a remnant from its previous effect, which had already been changed in 34. The next one is that we fixed an issue where Pillar of Fortitude was not properly giving its buff to all units. We fixed an issue where if Nox was buffed before using her war cry, she would not exit the unit still buffed. We fixed an issue where minimizing a Discover panel would prevent the user from being able to select a card. I had seen that one before a few times from the community. Fixed an issue where acquisition pop-ups will not always appear. Be a little more clear when you actually receive something. Sometimes that could be lost. Fixed an issue where recursive vitality would sometimes take mana from players when returned to hand. And we fixed an issue where the avatars spawned from Call of Avatar would not have charge, which I had also seen quite a few times. Yep. All right, so that's all the content coming with 35. How do you feel about it?
Feel pretty good. I think this is a solid patch. I'm really kind of looking forward to what everybody thinks of the kind of the reworks as well as some of the new cards coming in. And again, we'll definitely have some more reworks on the way, as well as a slew of new cards. The next patch will be kind of the bigger content patch. So yeah, a lot of good stuff to come.
And sort of in the same note, we are always curious to hear what you have to say. If you want to get into Discord, the Reddit, Twitter, Facebook, it doesn't matter. We're reading your feedback. We're taking it into consideration. We want to make a great game, and we take the feedback from our community very seriously. And we want to hear from you. So if you have something to say, speak up, and we'll be glad to investigate and sort of explore what it is you have to say. But that is going to wrap it up for us. As a general reminder, High Res Expo, open bracket. If you're coming to High Res Expo, go ahead and sign up. Go to the handofthegods.com news section. There will be a link where you can sign up. I believe you do have to show proof that you are attending High Res Expo. But it's a great opportunity to compete for $50,000 and play Hand of the Gods sort of on the big stage at the event. So,
you're going to be there. Definitely don't miss out.
Yeah. And with that is going to be it for us. I am High Res J Nash, and I've been accompanied by High Res Austin today. And we will catch you next time for Patch 36.
Bye, guys.
Bye.